The city requires developers of large projects to help create local jobs. That can mean work on the project itself or support for job training programs funded by the Neighborhood Jobs Trust. With an update on programs supported by the Trust are the Deputy Director of Workforce and Policy Development in the Mayor's Office of Workforce Development, Midori Morikawa, and also from the office, the Program and Special Initiatives Coordinator, Vroselyn Benjamin. Thank you both very much for being with us.
Yes.
I'll start with Midori. You have all this money from developers coming into the trust. So what's the most important things the city wants to do with this money?
Absolutely. So just to give you a little bit of background on the Neighborhood Jobs Trust. So the trust was established in 1987 by the Massachusetts state legislators. And what it is that the money from the trust comes from jobs linkage fees. So all the commercial developments over 100,000 square foot, developer is required to pay $1.67 per square feet into the trust. And the purpose of the trust money is essentially we want to make sure that all the commercial developments that are going in the city of Boston are directly benefiting the Boston residents, and especially those that are low income, those that are unemployed, and those that are underemployed. And our priority for this trust money that we manage at Office of Workforce Development is to really place low-income Boston residents on career pathways, right? So we want to make sure that whatever careers that they are placed in have advancement opportunities, so people can move up the ladder with progression on wages, so that they can be closer to economic security, as they get advanced into their careers. So the trust is managed by 3 individuals appointed by Mayor Walsh, and they are City Councilor Mark Siomo, City Treasurer Vivian Leo, and Trin Nguyen, who is the Director of Office of Workforce Development. And under their leadership and the leadership of Mayor Walsh, they have really set out to fund some of the high impact programs in Boston. We funded 20 community-based organizations that are providing job training programs for these low-income Boston residents. And so we are here today to highlight some of the successes, as well as put some faces to some of the individuals that were impacted by this.
We're talking with Midori Morikawa and Vroselyn Benjamin from the Mayor's Office of Workforce Development. Vroselyn, talk about the cross-section of people that are being helped with these programs.
Yeah, as Midori said, so we focus on low-income, moderate-income Boston residents, and they have to be living in the city of Boston, so one of the neighborhoods here. And we try, when we fund different programs, when NJT funds different programs, we try to be diverse with the different organizations that get funded. We want to target people in highly impacted areas, so areas that development is happening a lot, so like East Boston, the South End. So we try to focus on recruiting Boston residents from there. And right now we have about 78% of the population, people that we funded, that was trained last year, was African American and Hispanic and Latino. And then the rest of the percentage was either white, other multiracial, Asian. So we do have a pretty diverse population of people that are taking advantage of these programs. And it's pretty split when it comes to female and male. So like 41% is male and 59% is female.
And I imagine a lot of immigrants in the mix as well.
A lot of immigrants too. So we have like Asian American Civic Association, International Institute of Boston, Jewish Vocational Service. Many of our programs are focused on recruiting residents that do not speak enough English or might even have immigration issues and trying to get them into the workplace as well.
Midori, these programs have been running for a number of years, so I guess one of the things the city has been doing along the way here is deciding which are the most effective programs and which are the most important. What can you say about that?
Sure. I think these programs that we fund are very successful, and they share some sort of 3 sort of ingredients. For one, they all have very strong employer partners. So collectively, these 20 community-based organizations work with 127 employer partners, ranging from Bank of America, Partners Healthcare, and these employers have different roles that they play with the community-based organizations. So for one, some employers have developed together with the community-based organization curriculum on training these participants. Some employers provide mock interviews. Some employers do job shadowing opportunities. because this employer engagement is really key because these training providers are actually providing a pool of talent to employers, right? So employer and CBOs really have to be communicating with each other, right? Employers on what skills they need, and in turn, they can produce supply of workers to the employers. The second key aspect of the effective program that we fund is that they offer comprehensive services, not just job training programs. So as you know, the participants we serve come with multiple barriers. As Vroselyn mentioned, some are immigrant. And one of the things that we are doing in alignment with Mayor Walsh's priority on increasing people's financial capability is a program like YMCA is partnering with Eastern Bank.
This is their financial management capabilities you're talking about.
That's correct,
right?
yeah. So a program like YMCA is partnering with Eastern Bank to provide financial literacy education. So the third component of a successful program that we fund is that they offer customized program. So as Vroselyn said, we offer a wide variety of programs, a wide variety of population, homeless, immigrant, you name it. And
veterans too, right?
And veterans, absolutely. So they can customize the program based on the needs of the populations.
We're talking with Midori Morikawa and Vroselyn Benjamin from the Mayor's Office of Workforce Development. Vroselyn, I was looking over the report, and one of the things that struck me about ways to have these programs meet people where they are is the adult education program for public housing residents in Charlestown. Anything you can tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so Boston Housing Authority is one of those organizations, including with SkillWorks and English for New Bostonians, that we fund that leverages money from other resources to assist the residents that are living in a particular community. So for BHA, they do adult basic education, but they also partner that with workforce development services. So they would provide a job training service as well that is part of their curriculum. And they're focused on residents that are living in the BHA housing. So they focus on providing them the services in that organization.
Midori, one of the things that occurred to me, I was looking at there was a lot about English for New Bostonians, and if we did not have these programs funded by the Trust, what would happen to the people who need to learn English?
Yeah, I think, as you know, the wait list for people who are waiting to get English for ESOL program is pretty high, so the number would be, double and triple that. So, and one of the things that English for New Bostonians that they do with the Neighborhood Jobs Trust is they leverage additional money with this trust money, upwards of like $1 million per year. So we're happy to be able to provide this essential service to this population.
Russell, what can you talk about, what can you say about rather the income gains for people who've been through these programs?
Yeah, so based on the 2014-2015 impact report, we've seen a 123% increase in the population's income. So many people that when they entered into the program, they were relying on government benefits or no income at all. A lot of them had no income or was relying on SNAP, TANF, unemployment insurance, or were very underemployed with no benefits. And one of our goals in NJT is not only to get people back into work, but to get people back into work and career pathways. So when we do RFP out money or seek out programs that can provide this type of service, we look for programs that are looking into industries that have ideally living wage jobs. So in 2014-2015, that was $13.89 an hour, and this year is $14.11. The average hourly income was almost $15 an hour from this report. It was like around $14.90 an hour, and with 83% of the population who secured employment now has access to benefits. So that was really exciting to see.
How do you go about looking at the best practices and trying to make sure that they're repeated as much as possible?
Yeah, so we do through a report like this share some of the success that these programs have done over the past year, and we continue to work with providers in sharing what we're seeing out in the field on some of the successes, but also challenges, and how we can all work together to get at that.
And imagine this is a two-way street, because this is an economy that needs people to do these jobs. So
right.
It benefits everybody.
That's right.
Right. Well, thank you very much for being with us, Vroselyn Benjamin and Midori Morikawa from the Mayor's Office of Workforce Development.